This Excel for Beginners video will provide a quick introduction so you can become more familiar with the application. There's a link to a practice file in the description. Feel free to pause the video and grab a copy if you like. Let's get started with some key terms. Whenever you open an Excel file that is called a workbook, you can quickly get started with the new file by clicking on a suggested template or simply choose Blank Workbook. The individual tabs at the bottom of a workbook are called sheets. You can have multiple sheets in your workbook. To create one, all you have to do is click on the plus button. Each sheet is made up of rows and columns. The rows are the numbered lines running down the left side of the screen. The column is the lettered section going across the top of the page. Each box on the sheet is called a cell, and they have an address. The cell address is determined by where the column and the row intersect. For example, the top left cell is called A1. Above the column headers is the formula bar. This shows the contents of a cell or a formula that has been added to the cell. To the left of that is the name box. This shows you the cell that you are currently in. In this example, my cursor is placed in A1. You can type in a new cell address into the box and the cursor will jump to another cell, in this example, B7. If you select multiple cells at once, this is called a range, and the range has an address. That address begins on the top left corner to the bottom right corner of the range. So in this example, it would be A1 to D7, and that would be written as A1 colon D7. This is important to know when you start working with formulas. Now let's look at some of the most used functions in the Excel ribbon, and we're going to start on the Home ribbon. I'm going to navigate all the way over to the right-hand side of the screen, and let's take a look at the editing section. Three really common functions that I use are Fill, Clear, and Sort and Filter. The Fill function lets you pull in information from adjacent cells and automatically populate data into the selected cell. Notice that I am using Fill to change the number and the color in the center of the grid. If I no longer want some information on my Excel file, I can use Clear to remove all of the data in a cell, just the formats, just the contents, or comments, notes, or hyperlinks. The filter option is useful to organize your data so it's easier to analyze. It will place a filter dropdown on the selected columns, and then when you click the dropdown, you can determine how to filter your data. Now let's look at the alignment section of the Home ribbon so that we can look at wrap text. Let's say you type some information into a cell, but it doesn't all fit into it, so it spills over into the next cell and can look very messy. If you use wrap text, it will create multiple lines in the cell so that you can see all of it at once. Another useful tool in the alignment section is Merge and Center. This allows you to take information and have it span across multiple cells. In this example, I wanted the title to span across columns E, F, and G, so I used Merge and Center to make that happen. The next useful option in the Home ribbon is Format as a Table. Let's take this information in columns E, F, and G and turn it into a table. From the Home ribbon, go to the Styles section and select Format as Table. You will get several choices. You can pick any one that you like, and then select OK. If you don't like the color scheme that you chose, you can go through the different styles until you find one that suits your preferences. The table options are also on the Insert tab as well. So I'm back on the far left side of the screen and clicking on Insert, and in the Table section you see the option to create another table. Now let's quickly look at the Formulas ribbon. As you start getting into more advanced features in Excel, the Formulas ribbon becomes very useful because it will give you an idea of all of the different options that you have. One of the benefits of selecting a formula from this ribbon is that it opens up a box that tells you a little bit about how to use the formula. And notice that 3 of the items are in bold. This tells me that these particular arguments are mandatory. Here's my favorite beginner tip. If you go to the Review tab, you can see that there is a spell check option in Excel. I can't tell you how many times that I hear people say there's no spell check. What I do is I add it to my quick access toolbar so that I can quickly check the spelling anytime that I need to, which is a lot. The last useful tool is on the View tab of the ribbon, and this is Freeze Panes. This is really useful when you have headers on your sheet. So in this example, I'm going to freeze row 1. Now, as we scroll through the sheet, you'll see that the headers always stay at the top. Now that you know how to make your way around the Excel file, let's look at some basic tips. Earlier, I showed you that you could click on the plus sign to add new sheets to the file. If you right-click over the tab for any sheet, you can rename the sheet and give it a name that makes the most sense to whatever project you're working on to help you quickly organize your data. Another way that you can quickly organize your data is to right-click over any tab and then go to Tab Color. And then you can select anything from the theme colors. This is really useful when you have several sheets in an Excel workbook to help you quickly draw your attention to specific information. Another useful option is to right-click to hide or unhide any sheet within your workbook. Now, if you see just the word hide and unhide is grayed out, it means that there is nothing hidden. In this case, the word unhide is lit up, so there must be a sheet that I'm keeping from you. If you click on unhide, you can see the names of all hidden sheets and select them. Now, this isn't much of a hidden sheet, but I just wanted you to have something to find. If you need to re-hide the sheet, select the specific one you want to hide, right-click, and select Hide, and then it disappears from the list of sheets at the bottom of the screen. Did you know that you can auto-size a row or a column? In this example, I'm typing in some information in column H, but it doesn't quite fit. If I hover the mouse between column H and I, and then double-click, notice that column H is now wider to accommodate the text. This has been the very basics of Excel, but there's lots more to learn. Check out the video on the screen for another Excel video, and I'll see you there.